Hey everybody, Harry Jackson, Relevance Gaming LLC, Binghamton, New York. I just wanted to take a time out of this busy Mother's Day to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day, number one. Number two, to some of you that no longer have your mother available, this is a day to reflect back to all the beautiful things that she was able to do for you and yours. So, again, to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. As you can see from this picture, this is a photo of the Kentucky Derby and the controversy that was brought in the last turn of this race. And the question that I propose to everybody that no one's really talking about, the question is, was this a lack of scenario training? What I call scenario training is no different than teachers going through training when they're dealing with certain students or certain issues that can come up in the classroom, all the way to basketball, football. I mean, there's a lot of final second things that a coach steps in and says, "Listen, this is the play we're going to run. This is what we're going to do." Do our jockeys deal with scenario training? What if you're in a situation where you have the lead, you feel the pressure, what do? Maybe they don't know, and we want to know, because so many people felt that, maximum security should have been given the win. Uh, you know, from the race, from the results, from what you saw live, you really didn't see what our jockey, Mr. Luis Saez, did in this situation. It was something quick, but it was something that was happening before he caused the incidents or made it happen. So let's go to NBC Sports and their recording, and let's see if we can see it together. So let's just take a quick look, and I appreciate you guys for taking a look at this video. Let's see if you can see what I see. So let's get it right before the race begins, and then I'm going to pause it right when he starts doing something. So let's just take a look. I love these type of races because the mud and the smell and the sound of those horses is no different than going to a NASCAR race and you hear the roar of those engines. It's just an awesome thing. So I remember where I was here. I was overly nervous because I really did not want maximum security to win it, but I was probably one of the only ones, with my friends when we were watching. So here we go.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby. Maximum Security in Vacoma had good beginnings, and they go out to the early lead in long range. Toddy's close too, and there goes Bodie.
I mean, maximum security had the lead right off the bat. Right off the bat. I mean, just an awesome horse. Beautiful. Look at the strides. But he had competition right there. And this is where I want to talk to you guys, right here. Let's see if we can see this. I'm going to try to pause it, and we're going to catch it. Now, he doesn't start doing it yet. He's doing great, riding the rail. This is where it starts. And I want to see if you notice. Watch. Watch his head. Watch his head. Here's Suez. Do you see it turn? His head turn. Okay. Let's see it again. Let's just watch his head. Let's watch his head. Man, what a beautiful scene. All right, watch his head. It's going to turn super hard right about... Because right now he's using his peripheral visions to see how close this horse is getting. All right. You see how his head's turned? Look how far his head is turned. Look, it's turned back. Okay, it's turned. It's turned again. Okay, now it's straight, and it's turned again. Turn. And now, this is where he cuts in front. Now watch this. You see it right there. Okay, now let's pause it there. The issue is, or the question is, what would have happened if we had a horrible disaster right on this spot? What would have happened if maximum security's rear hoof just got this horse behind him right, and he tripped up and 4 or 5 horses went down. We've witnessed some of those things happen in races. Maybe not on this scale as a Kentucky Derby, but we've witnessed situations like this before. And that's why they came up with laws or rules to help protect all riders. As we seen earlier, Luis Suez, the jockey for Maximum Security, turned his head back 2 or 3, 4 times, maybe 4 times. And the last time he held it back for the longest. He just looking with his peripheral vision and his neck back. He's looking back to see if he can see that horse's head. Maybe it's because he knows how much harder he has to push Maximum Security. I understand that. There's no problem with that. But here's the issue. All jockeys know that the horse is only going to go where the jockey leads him. So, how did the horse go from where he is, where this is a frozen screen right here, at 2:07 in this video, and you can go to Kentucky Derby 2019 full race on YouTube, and you'll see exactly what we're seeing, just to review it in your mind. Because we understand that the owners of Maximum Security is trying to sue because they think that it was unfair and that Maximum Security should have won. Maybe he was the best. That was the best talent that was out there. I mean, he had the lead right off the bat. It takes a lot. We see the tunnel when it first starts. It happens with every race. That's jockeying for a position. We get that. But where our jockey made his mistake, where Luis Saez made a mistake that's on video, that's proof. It's not the number of times that he kept looking back with his peripheral. Because if you look at the other jockeys, no one is looking back. No one. No one is looking back because they see a horse in the front. Maybe they did. I mean, think about it. The first 3 horses up front, they were pretty much together. So no one was looking back except for Luis Saez. He kept turning his head down like this, and then sometimes he would ride back. He'd keep it straight. He'd walk it back. I understand. This is where scenario training comes into play for jockeys, for all players, for all champions. I mean, a fan is a fanatic. You know, they go nuts because these guys are professionals. You know, they get paid to do what they do. I mean, Luis got to keep, 10% of the total winnings? But the horse was disqualified. Why? Was it Maximum Security's fault? Now, right after the race, everybody remembers the jockey stated, it's only 3 years, the horse is only 3 years old, things happen out there. I get that, but that's not what Maximum Security was showing us. Based on Luis Saez turning his head back, and then all of a sudden the horse decides to slide to the middle? No. That was Luis Saez. Let's watch it one more time. Not from the beginning. We're going to back up to where we started catching him doing his thing. All right? Let's go 53 seconds into the race. There it is right there. There was the first turn right at 53 seconds into the race. We already caught him. Watch. I'm not saying caught in a criminal way. Don't get me wrong. We're talking about who was at fault here. There was so much at stake. This was a mistake. We're looking at fault here. At 53 seconds. So I'll go back to 49 seconds. Here we go again. Now, here's our guy. Here's Maximum Security. Here's Luis Saez. Look at his helmet already. There's the visor, right? Okay. That's even if it's not, watch his head. Here we go. Right there. So that's it. 53 seconds. Okay, so let's go back. So we're at 50 seconds. Here we go. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. Woo! Right there. You see him peek back. That's the second peek back. Let's just make sure I'm right. Here we go. 46 seconds in. Let's just watch his there's he's looking back. Okay. He's looking back. He's looking back. Look at everybody else. No one else is looking back. Nobody. But he knows his horse is in the lead. So he's looking back. You only look back to see where your competition is in their lanes. It's the only reason you ever look back. So Mr. Luis says, I know there's pressure in a race like this. This is the top. This is the cream of the this is the top of the top. These 3 horse races. Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, the Belmont Stakes. Pure evidence on video. Great camera view for NBC. They didn't mean to catch somebody, but this is what we see. He turned back 3 or 4 times right there. Let's just follow how many times his head turns. There it is, back again. Okay, he's back forward. Okay. Woo! Now he should not have to look back anymore because this guy passes him. But here we go. Let's get this view here. All right. He's still riding. Now you notice he's not turning back anymore. He's doing okay. But now watch this right here. Watch how many times. Ready? 1, 2. Here we go. Stay with 3. That's the longest one. 4. Watch this. Watch that head. Watch his head. He's doing good. But he's really checking him out with his peripheral vision right now. He still can see him. See how his head is slowly turning? He's turning with the turn. His horse, Maximum Security, is doing his thing. He's doing his thing. But all horses are doing their thing. Look how his head is turning. Turn, turn, turn. It's looking back at this horse. Here we go again. Boom. Boom. Now listen. Don't get me wrong. Yes, maybe if your horse is in the lead, that's the job of a jockey, is to keep looking back to see how hard he needs to push his horse to win that race. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But this is where Luis Saez made his mistake in this scenario. Coming right now at 1 minute and 57 seconds in. Now, if you notice, Maximum Security is in a great lane. He's in that inside lane. There's no reason to come off of that track. Take it to the house. Let him just open up and just go for it. But watch Luis Saez right here, right now. Ready? Here we go. He's looking back. Now, there's no reason to get in front of anybody, but he feels the pressure. He felt the pressure of that horse making his move that was just behind him. And that's why he pushed him to the middle. If you look at this position here with his body, it's a lean that he's pulling as a lean. And it's that lean that led Maximum Security's head and body a little more to the outside. Right in this tight window here. We're at 206. Let's go back to 158. Here we go. Go. Now look, he was coming off of the wall right there. So he was here, and then all of a sudden he's here. So let's go back a little further, because now he already made his infraction right there. So let's go back a little bit more right here. Okay. Now he's sliding him out already, because he's trying to keep him off. Now watch. Here's where he makes the move. This is the move. Look at this lane. There's no reason to keep pushing out. None. Are these guys doing any pushing over here? No. None of these guys are pushing. This guy is trying to make a move past this guy, but he's locked. And watch how he's in front the whole way. In fact, he's making that move right there, right now. So let's back up just a little bit more. We're at 158. Let's go to 152. We got to catch this quickly. Now here's the horse here, back here, but here's Maximum Security. Now watch this. He stays in front. He's looking back. Did you see that? He was looking back. Now watch how hard he comes back to the middle. Boom. Right there. Pushes right back to this outside lane instead of staying inside. Now I know everybody could say, well, It didn't look like it was on purpose. But you got to understand, he told on himself. He kept looking back the whole time. It was worth it for him to give his horse a position. The problem is he didn't know how close that horse behind him was, but he knew he was close. So to throw this out there in case this is the breakdown they're going to be looking at. They're going to be looking at every move, every inch, to see if Mr. Luis Saez could have been the one that led the horse in front into that outside lane, pushed him. We could see it. Okay. Anyway, that's my my take on that. I was losing it when I saw it. I was like, what just happened? I was like, what? Because it's all so fast, you don't see the little things that need to be seen. But these guys see it because they're right there in the action. They're right there, and the action is pretty much moving almost the same speed. So that's why, this was more of a scenario thing that Mr. Luis Saez could have adjusted himself and said, "Look, I got to push him right now," and kept him where he was. And the rest is just how it works out. I mean, you're in the highest level of competition here. Yes, he was the most favored, but he had some competition that day. He had some competition. The numbers were off. The horse that finished second was 65-1. 65-1. Come on, that was Country House. Come on. I mean, that was amazing in itself. There was tons of people that placed a couple dollars on that bet for Country House. But their real bet that they were invested in, of course, was either with Maximum Security or some other. Improbable did really well. There were War of Will, when he took off, I thought, wow, this is going to be it. This is going to... And then he kind of died off because he got bunched up. So it's just one of those things that we have to, check mark in history, because you got to understand, it jeopardized winning the Triple Crown in the first leg, the first race. So I just don't see it as Maximum Security's fault. I see it as Mr. Luis Saez as the jockey, the one who controls the direction of the horse besides it going forward. I mean, that's what they do. They know how much they can get out of that horse. They know how to push him. They know where to take him. But that was a strategy thing that kind of backfired. That's all it did. And the competition was stronger than he thought. And they were right there on him. So to guarantee the win, he pushed him outside to block the one horse that was picking up on him fast. You got to understand, he studied that horse almost the whole race with the head turning back and seeing that horse's muzzle. He saw it. So anyway, hats off to NBC Sports there for their recording of this. It was awesome, and it showed enough. Even though Maximum Security won the race, I think Louise kind of hurt him. So it'll be a tragedy. And I don't know what's what right now because I didn't check into it yet. But it'll be a tragedy for racing if Maximum Security is not at the Preakness next week. It'll be a tragedy. And I'd love to see him pull out the win. That'd be awesome. Because I know he'll win the Kentucky Derby. Or excuse me, not the Kentucky Derby, the Belmont after that. He'll take the Belmont. But then we all have to wonder what could have been. Because if this incident doesn't happen and they just make it a all-out race to that end, and we get a photo finish and Maximum Security pulls out the win, we could have had ourselves another Triple Crown winner. So that's the way we see it. And the saddest thing about this race is even though Country House ended up being the winner, if Maximum Security would have won, Country House would have still got second, 65-1. But the saddest part is, he's not going to the Preakness. I think there's an injury or something that happened, and the poor horse is not going to make it to the Preakness. I mean, that's crazy in itself. Sorry about the camera. But I just wanted to give my take on that, guys. And I apologize because now my My camera's echoing on me. But anyway, thanks a lot for checking this video out, and we'll see you at the next race.